Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are on a Hello Python series and today is day 18. I am Mayank Agarwal and in this video we are going to learn about more on conditionals, if-else as well as if-else-if statement. Okay, so let's get started. Everyone, so now let us learn about if-else statement. Before that, I hope you have done the previous video of if statement. If not, the link will be in the caption and basically on the I button somewhere. Also make sure that basically all the questions, right, in the last video I gave you questions and that overall notebook and that questions will be there. So please make sure that you do that because overall the requirement of if will be a lot required, how indentation works and everything. We saw that in the last video. So a little bit practice of that will actually help you to now understand everything as we go forward. Okay. So now let us start with if else statement. The overall intuition and idea I think is very easy. Again, like whenever we have something like let's say which we want to check for one thing, and if that is not true, okay, then we want to do some other thing, right? So let's say if the number, we saw that number example, if the number is from India, then we want to do something. And if it is not from India, then I don't care. Maybe I just want to mark it as, I'm not checking if it's from Australia, USA, anything. So in a similar way, if you're logged in, then do this. If you're not logged in, then I don't care about any other state, right? So just checking your condition, and if that condition fails, then what you have to do, that what if and else tells you, so that you don't have to check it multiple times and code where you write na ki if this is present, and in the next way in the previous class you're writing if not present. So that thing we can actually I would say avoid. So if else statement values evaluate the test expression. Okay, execute if block when the condition is true, so that's the first thing. Execute else block if the condition is false. So just that easy, nothing else. Indentation is used to separate the blocks. Now again, indentation is going to be your friend in many things going forward. So please make sure that you clear that from decision control. If you have any doubts, please ask the same and I will make sure that I personally clear your doubts. Okay. So let us move forward and see the overall syntax. If expression, statement 1, statement 2, like the statement basically the indented statement of if block, else statement 3, statement 4, and of course under that you will have the unindented statement and everything. Now indentation and colon are important for else also, so the syntax there remains the same, which we will be using as well. Okay, so that's the overall use case. Now let me just create show you a quick use case and something for that. So yeah, let me have this. Let's say logged in, let's say I'm making it true. Okay, so just I'm writing if logged in. Okay, now I'm not writing anything because it's a boolean, right? By default it will basically show. So welcome back, right? Hello Python is awesome. And we can actually just, let's say if it is not logged in, then I don't have to write any basically I think I have mentioned that thing. Yeah, so condition is not there because of course we are dealing with else now, right? So of course, like statement, if the first expression is false, then is when we go to else, right? So in a similar way, if it is not here, then print. Okay, please go print still share this series. So these are all the actually I would say commands, and just to make sure that you understand the unindented part as well, print I am out. So this I am out basically is gonna anyway run, and let me just make sure that you understand the overall idea here. Print I am here. So that is where print statements are used a lot to showcase your code flow. Now if you will pay attention here, see this is what's gonna happen. I am here, welcome back. Okay, hello Python is awesome, I am out. So these two get run because true was case, this didn't get run. If I make it false, and let me just show you this with a little bit more clarity because many people will be doing it for the first time and then it becomes a lot important. See, as I told you, the indentation part is basically just a new code which starts, right? So print, first you print I am here, that is printed. Next is logged in. So it checks, okay, in the memory, what is the memory of your, what is the value of your logged in, if it's true or false. So it was true. So these statement got executed. Now, if you remember, I told specifically in if that a single statement or blocks of statement, right, which are indented, they get executed as a whole. And that is what is happening here. They are getting executed. Now, of course, because this was true, this is not going to run. So this code you can actually forget. And then print I am out. And you can see that it is also printed. Okay. So let us understand the flow with respect to your this as well. Let me clear everything. Yeah. So let us just make it, I would say, false. And now let us first try to understand what should be the output. So I am here is going to get printed. So our output is going to be I am here. Then logged in. Okay, it is false. So we're not going to see this. We're going to see please go. Because see, this is now true. like the logged in is false, so the other thing is gonna get run. Still share the series, and on that note, please make sure that you subscribe and share the series with your friends. So still share this series, and then I am out is gonna get printed. I am out. So that's what your exact flow will be, everyone. So make sure that you understand this. Of course, a lot required. Okay. So now let us run this. Run this just, and see, this is the output you are getting. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear. Made sure that I explain you this properly with how the flow is going. Now let us go to notes again, and let us do this question is write a program to check if the number is less than 10. Okay, so let us do this quick question, and I'm going to paste the output here so that you understand. So let us first get the number int. I'm just casting it to int. Enter a number, right? Then if number is less than 10, print less than 10, else print greater than 10, right? So let me just let's say get a number which is 5. Now we know that it is less than 5, so just the last second line we are going to see, everyone. So just this less than 10. Again, if I answer it, let's say 100, then this is going to be greater than 10. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear. Again, I will be giving you more and more questions. So on that note, just also let me do one thing. Let me just copy this code so that you have this in your notes when you get these notes from me, right? So this code we have done now. So yeah, it look good basically. So if this is clear now, before moving to if-else statement, now you have to understand one thing, that many times in I would say your life, this decision is not just that if something is there then else. We basically try to compare multiple things, right? So let's say a very good example is of the grade part, where let's say if it is greater than 90, okay, then you give A. But let's say the marks are from 70 to 80, then you might give B. Then basically 80 to 90, you might give B plus. So like that, we have different conditions to compare as well. I gave you the example as well. If we are a lot hungry, then we might eat 2 biryanis. If normal hungry, then 1 biryani. If not hungry at all, we have just eaten, then also half a biryani, because biryani. But anyways, we have to make sure that we understand this statement from our mind as well. Now, the same can actually be used a lot in industry as well. Okay, when we are checking what kind of user this particular person is, right? So if the user is admin, then show this. If a user is a faculty, then show this. If a user is a learner, then show this. So these kind of use cases can also arise, and that is where if-elif is required. So, and there is no else if in Python. Now in other languages like I would say, or Java, C++, else if is there, but here it is not the case. So elif is actually shorter for else if. It is used to check for multiple conditions, right? So multiple conditions, but you have to remember one thing always, that only a single condition is gonna get executed. Okay. So if condition of if is false, like we have to make sure that we understand it properly. So this is basically your main if. Okay. It checks for subsequent elif block. It checks for subsequent elif block till the condition becomes true. So till the condition becomes true, it's gonna check for subsequent blocks. If all the conditions are false, then finally our else block is executed if it is written, of course. But yeah, that's how it happens. So pretty straightforward. Let us understand the syntax, and we are going to do question on this as well. So if expression, statement 1, statement 2. Now instead of else, we have elif and another expression. Statement 1, statement 2, like how many statement or blocks of statement you want. Elif 2, like this, and finally the else part. Okay, so that is how it happens. We can have multiple of these elif statement. Only a single condition can be executed. Okay, so maybe what we can do is we can solve a question. So let's read this question. WAP is write a program. So write a program to take a char input from the user and check if it is capital letter, small letter, digit, or a special symbol. Okay, so let's solve this question. Something might be new for you, but of course then you will be more than happy to learn that. And then I have another question as well. So let's take a char input, and through this I'm going to explain you this exactly what happens. So input, enter a character, right? So I'm asking C in the starting. So let's say if char input is greater than equal to, so we can actually write these conditions like this. Okay, and char input less than equal to I would say Z. Okay, then we have to do something. Then I can say print it's a second, yeah, it's a small char. Right, let me just copy this so that I can write it quickly. Okay, so yeah, I think this makes sense. Just let me indent it properly. Now elif C, or let me just write it for you so that you understand this. Let me write one of the conditions C. How we do it is we are out of this. Okay, print another statement. So this is how this is gonna get run. Like all the indented statement, of course, are together. I come out, okay, go to my unindented part because that is where the level of your elif should be. Just like else, elif. Again, you can see the proper syntax here. Like I've written this exactly so that you never get confused. Even if you don't have the compiler before your exam interview, you don't have to have any problem. You can just see this and understand about the same. Now elif, okay, again, we just copy this part. If it is greater than a and less than that, then again we have to do this and print it's a capital. Okay, then similarly we can write different elifs. Okay, so let's say if it is greater than this 0 and less than 9, then you can print it's a number. Okay, so let me run this in 2 ways. So next part is else. Okay, so let's say you have tested and checked for each and every condition which you want. Now you can run with else. So print it's a, so we are saying that all the others are special symbol only, so that is why we are doing this. And see, it's a small character and just another statement is also getting run. Let me comment it and you can see the same. Okay everyone, so I hope this is clear. Char input, okay, input enter a character, and we can do the same. Let me run it for, let's say, capital A, and I'm able to see it's a capital. Okay, another way of doing this same thing should have been that you can take the ID of your char input, and if you remember, not ID, sorry, my bad, you should take the ORD, I think, yeah, ORD value. Okay, so the basically the overall, I would say, this Unicode value, and you have to make sure that you can compare them, right? So 6590, I think I told you about the Sky code and everything in the previous video. If you are not aware of that, please see that video. That will be a lot helpful to understand how characters are stored in basically your strings are stored basically in Python, and then based on that you can actually get the result. Now again, if I just do, let's say, this thing, then it's a special symbol, and if let's say I'm asking it, then it's a 8. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear as well, everyone. So just 1 second, let me copy this code as well. So please make sure that you revise from these codes. That's the reason I'm writing this in front of you, right? So don't need to basically have anything problem. Yeah. Let us solve one more problem quickly. One more problem. So this is a lot like the example I gave. Program will say percentage from the user. So okay, so percentage is equals to int input enter a percentage, right? I'm taking 85 for the time being, and you have to write the code for this, right? So you have to write this full code. So if percentage is greater than 90, then we have to do something. Okay, else if percentage is greater than equal to 80 and percentage is less than equal to 90, then we have to do something. So I can just print, maybe print A. Now see, I made this mistake because of coding in multiple language. You don't have to do that. Elif, not else if. Else if is going to give you an error. So similarly, we have to make sure of indentation as well. Print B, right? Pretty straightforward. Let us copy this. Else if. So 80 to 90, 60 to, I would say, 80, and overall less than 60. Okay, not equal to. So this should also be like not equal to, should not be here. Yeah, cool everyone. Okay. Just one more thing actually I want to show you. Even if I duplicate this thing, if I duplicate this condition, so just this thing is very important to understand, everyone, pay attention. Even if I duplicate this condition, right, so I have this condition overall duplicated, still it will just run one of the condition, and that thing you have to understand and always remember, right? So let me write this B2, and the condition is same only, right? So the marks are 85 ideally, we should be getting B and B2, right? But the flow I will explain you, we are getting B. So what happens and what you have to understand in this flow is, everyone, let's see, percentage is 85. Okay, let me do one thing. Yeah, percentage is 85. It checks for this particular thing. It is not true. Now it checks here, and because this is true, it doesn't check for all the other values. So it doesn't care if it is, I would say, becoming true for more than that. Actually, for that is something we are going to learn about nested if let's say we have other condition on that. Okay, but it doesn't care. Like it will just run one of them. That's the overall aim. Okay, it will be just running one of them, nothing else. Okay, and you will see one more thing here. I have not introduced else statement here, right? I have not introduced else statement here. So it works fine without that as well. So if every condition will be true, then something gonna get run. If not, then nothing is gonna get run. Okay, and let us do the same thing as well. Maybe I can just change it, but you have to understand one thing very properly, that it's not gonna, it's gonna run it, then check for this and run it again. No, that doesn't happen. Just one of the statement, or I would say one of the condition is gonna get run. And that is how we also do things, right? So we first check for a single condition. It's not that you're gonna check for Hungary 2 times. Not like your overall, I would say login is going to get checked 2 times. If login is there, then you do all the things which you want to do in a single statement only. You don't need to check it again and again in the same statement. Okay, so that thing is very important to understand, everyone. Please make sure that you understand this. Now again, just one small quick change so that this thing is clear to you. 1 second, yeah. So I can make and percentage greater than 0, and you see this is still working the same. Now if I'm, let's say, asking -5 by any chance, and if I run it, no, you are not going to see any input. Why? Because none of the statement was true. None of the statement was true, so I'm not seeing any input. On the other hand, if I handle this case via else, and I say print invalid percentage, then it makes sense that it's going to show invalid percentage because none of the statement was true. Okay, and I was able to then go to else. So this thing is very important to understand. We can have without else as well. But then if the condition is going to true, then it's going to run, else it's not going to run. Just that easy. Okay. Cool, everyone. Again, I will be giving you lots of questions on this. So 1 second. Cool, everyone. I hope with the handwritten notes, and I will be of course attaching a proper notebook as well where everything is explained in this. And with the way I've coded in front of you, all the things should be clear. Now we have taken 2 good examples. I will be giving you more, I would say, question on this. Okay, proper talk. I would say all explained things. The notebook which I have been giving you for everything. Please make sure that you do those questions. Again, I will be giving you the solution as well, but doing those questions is a lot important. Okay. And yeah, once you do that, then I'm more than sure that everything will be a lot easy. Okay, so if you're liking the way I'm teaching, please make sure that you like the video. Comment if any doubt is there. Share with your friends, and yeah, do subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon. And we are going to meet in the next video and understand about the initiative. Along with that, of course, I will be giving you lots of questions as promised. So I will be giving you some major assignment after this particular 2-3 sets of videos where all the things which we have learned is going to get you, I would say, applied so that you can reinforce that learning. I want to make sure that your experience from this course is at par with, I would say, any paid or even greater than that. Like I have taken those courses, taught Python to thousands of people, but I still want to make sure that via this overall lecture, these series, it is even greater than that. Okay. So yeah, please make sure that you do that, and we are going to meet in the next video. Thank you.